Y'all, I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I'm a little fed up. Let me show y'all why. Right before, right before the video, right before. But anyway, let's get Hey y'all. Hey. I haven't made a video in God knows how long, like a real video of me sitting down in front of the camera and having a real conversation with y'all. That hasn't happened in a good minute. But this is going to be the first video of the new year. We're stepping in 2024, and I don't want y'all to keep looking at the stain. If it's bothering y'all, I genuinely apologize. But yeah, let's just get into it, right? First of all, where's my notebook? I had a notebook of things I wanted to actually talk about in this video. Give me a second. Wait, got it. But yeah, first things first. Life update. This is exactly what that video is. A life video, a life update, and like what's really been going on and like what I've been doing. Because I haven't really sat down and done that. Like the last video that I actually made was a vacation video with me and my family, but I haven't really been telling y'all like anything that's really been going on in my life. So let's sit down and talk about where I've been, because it's been a minute and 35 seconds that I've been rambling with this video. Okay, so boom, first things first. Last year, October, I started working at a retail job. I don't know if I really want to like get into it because it's been crazy. Like working at that job, like a lot has genuinely like went on and went down. Like first of all, I didn't even really like sit down and tell y'all. I got to, because I can really talk about it because a whole year has passed since it happened and since it took place. But I've gotten into like a really bad car accident. That's the first thing. I got into that literally on my way to work, and around that time I've only been working at that job for about 2 months, because I know it definitely was 2 months by that time. And it happened literally a week before Christmas that my entire car got totaled. I literally was on my way to work, decided to go to the nearest Dunkin' Donuts, and the way the way the road was, it's like very windy, and I only had like my license for about maybe a year or so by that time, because I definitely just graduated earlier that year. Yeah, this happened back in 2022. I haven't really spoken about this. So I definitely had my license for a good little year. I feel like because the car was just so old, it kind of just gave out on me. But I don't know. I do want a new car. I'm working on saving up for that. And yeah, moving on to the next thing, the job. Let's talk about that job, because I started working at that job October of 2022 and stopped around June 2023 to go work with my kiddies over at the summer camp that I've been working with since I was 18. But we're not talking about that right now. That's another thing. I'll tell y'all how that job has been going, right? So, I was working in a retail job. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to say it because I know there's going to be a point where I go into that workplace to go and probably shop for myself or a relative. So I'm not going to say like which it is, because there's several retail jobs that I've worked at. So yeah, but it was definitely a different type of experience, really working in a bigger establishment, a bigger retail establishment than the one that I worked to prior when I was in college. And this one, the reason why I say it is because for me, it wasn't really the customers, but it was more so the coworkers and how they were, because it's just like so much drama going on. For me, it felt like at some point it felt like hell. I'm not even gonna hold you. It felt crazy waking up, going there, wanting to like go there and make a check and not even really like making decent money at that place, having to deal with certain customers and their attitude. And it was just not, the vibe was just not vibing. It just wasn't giving what it was supposed to have given. But one thing about it, two things for certain, is that the few coworkers that I did grow bonds with, it was a lot of fun working with them. That's definitely one thing I can say, is that it was a vibe working with the people that you actually created like a bond with and stuff like that. But at the same time, I've also learned that they're not your friends, which is something that I already knew. Like, okay, I look at it like this: if you make a friend, you make a friend. If you don't, you don't. Because technically, I wasn't even really going there to make friends. But if I was cool with you and we created a bond, then that was great. That really was. But as far as me, it's just like so much drama was just happening behind the scenes. It's just like was literally making it miserable and impossible for some of us to even want to continue working there, because it's just like a lot of, now looking back at it, when I first walked in there, they were kind of like telling me, I didn't know until like I really got to know some of the people that the rumors were about. Like they've had friends that vouch for them and said like it never was like this. They were just making it up. They would say how so and so was in the family bathroom doing God knows what. They would say how so and so was stealing and stuff. And there definitely was a lot of people. There was several people that got fired for stealing. Oh my gosh, quick little story time, right? Like there, for example, there was this one dude, right? I never really spoke to him, but me and him never had like any type of beef. If I had any questions or needed any help, he would help me and stuff like that. Any of them would if I asked them, until I didn't feel like asking them no more. Well, anymore. But right? So he would help me out. And it came to a point where like I wasn't seeing him anymore. And basically, come to find out, they basically, okay, yeah, sorry. So basically, it was saying how they were saying how he was basically, I think they were saying how he was trying to like steal or something like that, when really he was just, I'm not even gonna, okay, when really he was just like doing his own like return. But it wasn't. But I guess because the way it looked, they assumed, because he did it like right under the camera and he knew that he wasn't supposed to do that. But at the same time, it's just like, I guess I kind of was seeing both sides. On his side, it's like, if I was really trying to steal, do you think I would like be standing under the camera doing all of this? But then again, on their end, it's like, we don't know what you're doing. All we see is you doing a transaction. We don't know what you're doing. But yeah, that's really it. And then, oh, and then let's go on to my summer job that I was doing for the last 5, 6 years. One thing about that place is that I genuinely love all of them down deeply. I worked with special needs kids up until right now, the job that I've been working with. I've been doing the special needs summer camp every summer since the year that I graduated high school. And I was 18 and I'm 23 now. So I've been doing it since 2018 all the way up until August 2023. And let me just tell y'all, like, it is, I didn't think it would be easy, but I didn't think like it would be that hard. Like, of course, as the years went by, I definitely started to like get the concept of it and genuinely understand how it works. And one thing about me is that when it comes to the special needs kids, I try not to, I know that they have differences, but I try not to make them feel different from the rest of the world, because it's just like, at the end of the day, these kids are human, and then they're kids, and then they just want to play and they want to make friends, and it's just like sometimes it's genuinely hard for them. Don't get me wrong. They know what they be doing. They genuinely be knowing exactly what they're doing when it comes to certain stuff. But then again, you really gotta like have some level of grace with them, because yes, they know what they're doing, but only to a certain extent. And it also made me realize something about like the parents. These sometimes they be making me, not exactly the summer camp, but my last job that I was working at before this one. My fault. Okay, the last job before this one that I was working at, because now I'm working with babies and infants and stuff like that. But before, it was at a special needs, both special needs and gen ed class, but it always was usually integrated because of the age group. It went from like 3 to 5, the highest. That was my class. But for the other kids, right? They just, their behavior skills is way more kind of like low. And when I say low, like, how it's kind of like hard for me to explain. How do I explain it, right? Basically, one kid, like a lot of the kids were nonverbal in the class. They were very nonverbal. A lot of them were severely autistic, but they also, in a way, like kind of understood what you were saying. Like there was this one kid, he was nonverbal and he was kind of like autistic. But if you told him like, "Hey, sit," "Hey, let's change your diaper," let me not even say nap time, because he would give hell about nap time. But as far as like everything else, his comprehension skills was very good. It's just that he couldn't like really speak and stuff like that. Whereas for another kid in his class, she's nonverbal and she barely could like really sit still. She always needed like something in her hand, and the comprehension just wasn't all the way there. But there's still, for me, I still loved being with them and still enjoyed a lot of things that we did, like as far as like coloring, trying to like teach them their names and stuff like that, helping them with therapy, because a lot of the kids in my class would also go and get help with their therapy, with their speech therapy, as far as like moving around. Because even one kid, right, I think he was like 3 or something like that, and he would always like come in a stroller, but he's they would help him with like that and stuff like that. Moving on as to the reason like why I even decided to like really up and dip was because I, first of all, got a new job. I like it so far. It's real. This new job is really like good so far, and it's kind of convenient because it's a lot closer to home. The other job was maybe 30 plus minutes away from me, but well, not even 30 maybe with like traffic and stuff like that, but it was between like maybe 20 to 25 minutes away from me. This one is literally right down the street from my house, like walking distance. But the main reason why I decided to leave is because I was kind of like having some type of issues with the head lady, right? She was just being like mad weird. Like she started getting petty, and it's just like she wanted me to help another class. I did that. Then she started like blacking on me. Went to her, asked her like, "Why are you blacking on me?" Like, I didn't say it like this, but basically, long story short, I basically like said like, "Hey, I understand like where you're coming from. Don't. I didn't mean any disrespect, but it's just your tone." She didn't feel like her tone was anything wrong, even though I had 2 witnesses there to witness and hear for themselves her tone and how she was yelling. I don't think she knew that anybody was around, and she's lucky that I didn't say anything. Well, I technically did say something, but that's besides the point. Just know that I have a new job now, and I actually enjoy it so far. I enjoy this new job. Oh, and then another thing, let's talk about my TikTok. The last thing, let's talk about that, right? Before I decide I want to go like talk about anything else in this video, let's talk about my TikTok channel. TikTok, I really had to start all over because of y'all. Y'all really got me fed up. Like, y'all really got me tight, because for me, I literally was almost at 80K followers, and for y'all to just strip the whole thing away from me made me genuinely feel some type of way. And the thing about it is that y'all started copywriting and deleting videos from literally years prior. Like, I started that TikTok account back in 2020, 2020, when COVID was going on and stuff like that. And I ended up getting like mad followers. I got so many followers like quick and fast because of, first of all, it was COVID, so everybody was home and everybody was online and everything, and then it just kept like going and going and going and stuff like that. And then now to just have it kind of stripped from me 3 years into all of this hard work really made me feel some type of way, because first of all, I had $20 that I had to take out from that account and never got the chance to even have that money. Second of all, like I said, I definitely worked hard to get that TikTok account, so to have it stripped from me is kind of crazy. And then the third thing, right, is at that point it made me feel like y'all started looking for a reason to take my account now, because y'all literally, there has been so many times where y'all would literally take my video down and I would have to appeal it, and then y'all would end up giving it back to me saying that it was basically on y'all. And the thing about it is that I'll never forget, y'all took my video, right? Yeah, no, y'all gave me 2 warnings. Y'all gave me a warning on a Beyonce video, and I think it was from the concert that I went to back in July. And then y'all gave me a not warning, a strike on the Beyonce video, and then another strike on one other video that I posted back in like 2021. And at this time it was maybe October, end of October, beginning, no, because it was definitely before Thanksgiving time and stuff like that. So no, it was in October. It definitely was in October that y'all took my account. So basically, y'all gave me those 2 warnings, and then I only did a review on Love and Hip Hop, basically saying how I personally felt like the only last good real season of Love and Hip Hop was when Kirk had that baby on Rashida, and then I felt like it wasn't as good since. And then the next day I go into my TikTok account just to see how many views I got and to see like what's going on TikTok. Come to find out, y'all erased my whole account, and I tried to get that back, but y'all didn't. And I just felt like it's not fair, because there's been, like I said, there's been so many times when y'all saying that I got a content violation, I appealed it, and y'all was in the wrong. You guys were in the wrong. So I'm just confused on that. I'll never not be mad about that. But yeah, okay, so now that I'm kind of like done giving y'all a little bit of an update on my life and where I'm at in my life right now, let's talk about everything that was going on in 2023. Me personally, don't bring Krishan, Blueface, or anybody that is associated with them into this year. Don't do it, because me personally, I've had enough. I've literally had enough of seeing their situations. Like, I literally just saw another video of Krishan at the when this whole situation with James Wright, Tamar Braxton's friend, happened, and it was in a whole prayer group. And then here come Krishan literally breaking the circle to go stand between Tamar and her sister Tony. And you seeing her having Tony all types of confused and then trying to forcefully hold her hand. Let me not even say forcefully, but like in a way it technically is, because if she's not stretching her hand back out to you to grab yours while you were stretching yours out to grab hers, leave her alone. That means she don't want to touch you. She don't know you. She don't know you. You see how she did Birdman? She said they not even together. And the thing with me and that, right, is I already had a feeling that Birdman and Toni Braxton weren't together anymore because of the whole situation. Because I don't know, I just haven't really seen much of them together lately, even down in the last season of the Braxton Family Values. And let's get on that now, right? Because you see, all of these are just like flowing in, like it's all just flowing in. But as far as the Braxton Family Values, right, I saw that they were coming back with another season, and I've only seen them say something about that once, right? But my thing about that is, how is that gonna go now that Tracy's no longer alive and stuff like that? Because for me, at first, I'm not even gonna hold you, I used to think that Tracy was the better one until I started like getting older and then watching it, and then it confirmed my suspicions too, that they kind of was treating, I mean, it was already obvious that they was treating her bad in that, but for me, it's just like, Mm, I just don't like how they did her when she decided to stay and continue recording, but they wanted to. Is that a dog outside? Okay, yeah. And they just didn't want her to go. First of all, she's a whole grown woman. I understand y'all want to have this like sisters pack, but like let's really be honest, right? And the thing about it is that I kind of now thinking back at it, and now that she's gone, I do feel like she could have let all of that situation go, but I understand a part of me as to why she wanted to work. And somebody in the comments could like tell me if any of y'all feel this way too, or if I'm just bugging. But I just feel like she had to work a different type of harder than her sisters. All of her sisters, like, yeah, okay, yeah, she sang backup for Tony and stuff like that. But I feel like all of the sisters from Tony all the way to Trina have been more in a way successful than Tracy, and they kind of just like put her on like a whole back burner. They never really, you know, treated her like they was a sister. Me personally, I feel like they treated Tawanda and Trina more of a sister than they did Tracy. But yeah, what else am I? Oh, Gypsy Rose is out. Gypsy Rose is out. I'm happy for her. I just finished watching the act the other day, and yeah, yeah. And then I also just saw that she's coming out with her own movie documentary from like when she was in prison and stuff like that. And then she's coming out with like a book. So make sure y'all tune into her movie coming out on Lifetime. Go cop her book. And then another thing about it is that, is it me, but does her husband kind of like look like her mom in a way? Like, I'm not even trying to sound creepy or anything, but isn't that like a little weird? But yeah, that's that on this video. I just wanted to come and tell y'all that I'm still here. I'm still alive. I didn't go anywhere. And yeah, I will see y'all in the next video. And I hope that y'all had a very great Thanksgiving, a great Christmas, and I hope that y'all continue to have a good New Year's. I don't know if I'm gonna post this on New Year's Day or another day, but if I end up posting this not on New Year's, Happy New Year's, and if I do on New Year's, still Happy New Year's. Whenever I post this, I hope y'all had a happy holidays, and I just hope that y'all continue to spend the rest of y'all holidays with y'all family, continue to eat up and enjoy the rest of y'all selves. And yeah, I'll catch y'all in the next video. It's connected to you.